So how much could $1,000, $5,000, and $10,000 in XRP today at current market prices? So we're going to talk some scenarios here, guys. There's a lot of people saying that, XRP in 5 to 10 years could potentially get to $100. Now, to me, that's crazy, but everything would have to happen perfectly. The banks would have to mass adopt XRP. I'm not saying it's out of the, question by any means, but it's a crazy price target, right? But let's play hypotheticals here. If $1,000 invested today, or 5,000 or 10,000 in 5 to 10 years, and XRP goes to $100, how much would you have? What would that investment look like? A lot of people ask these hypothetical questions. People love to break down price predictions. Keep in mind, it's not financial advice. We're just speculating here. Like, nobody knows for sure what could happen here. But suppose by 2030 or 2035, suppose XRP hits $100. And there are analysts out there who say that this is possible. I think there would be pandemonium, obviously, because people would be going nuts based on how many people hold XRP. But let's say it could happen. 2030 or 2035, XRP hits $100. Wallets with $1,000 investment today in XRP would see a rise to $43,478. $1,000, that would be a 43x. That's what we're talking about here. That's crazy, right? Now, $1,000 in XRP today can buy 434 tokens, whole tokens. According to the value of the tokens, again, we'd approach that 45K range. Now, what about $5,000 invested today? $5,000 invested today, you're going to hold till 2035, 10 years, and XRP somehow hits $100 per token. How much would you have? This would equal $217,000 by current valuation. And again, the last scenario is really crazy. And I know a lot of people actually who've been accumulating XRP for years that have $10,000 worth of XRP right now in their portfolio. Right now, that would buy about 4,400 XRP at current prices. They would see their position expand to nearly $500,000, 500,000. Specifically, this 10K investment in XRP would be worth $434,783 at $100 per token. So could this actually happen, right? Like, that's the big question. I personally like to lessen my expectations when I'm talking about price predictions, for sure, because it's just wild to think, 10 years in advance where we could be in crypto. I know one thing, there's going to be some big winners and there's going to be some big losers. Similar to what we saw with the .com era, there will not be a lot of big players left. But one thing that Ripple has going for it, well, a couple things actually that really stand out to me. Number one, they've been around the industry for a long time and they're number one in what they do with cross-border payments. Now they're getting into tokenization. The big thing that stood out to me, what Brad Garlinghouse was talking about when he went on Bloomberg recently, was the potential for them to acquire other companies, mergers and acquisitions. This, to me, is where the real opportunity lies. And if they get the massive partnerships with the big US banks, their stablecoin is adopted by the banks, like, all these scenarios would have to play out perfectly, in my opinion, for XRP to get that much adoption and hit $100. Again, not saying it can't happen, right? But everything would have to align. Now, if we want to kind of give a baseline prediction, $50 to me is very likely in 10 years. $50 to me is very likely. 100, everything would have to fall into place perfectly, right? So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Very curious to hear your guys' opinions on this. Where do you think we're going by 2035? And if you want to share kind of how much you're invested in XRP, whether it's like portfolio allocation, if you want to share that in the comment section, I'd definitely like to kind of have some fun with that. And this is a video that, hey, it's pie in the sky a little bit. It's kind of crazy to think like this, but there's going to be some massive winners like this. I mean, think about it. If you were early to Apple, if you were early to Amazon, if you were early to Microsoft, if you were early to Netflix, Facebook, you made some insane gains. And Ripple might be one of those companies. I mean, it could prove to be one of those massive, massive gainers over the next decade if everything aligns. So curious to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Appreciate you all for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.